time to celebrate Natchitoches, Louisiana. We're talking zydeco music, folk music, art, meat pies. That's right, meat pies. Founded in 1714, Natchitoches is the original French colony and the oldest city in the state of Louisiana, and it's home to the Cane River Creole National Historical Park. It is part of the Cane River National Heritage Area, and it is at the end of the El Camino Real de los Tejas National Historic Trail. And that's an interesting trail going all the way from Mexico through Texas, or Tejas, all the way up to Natchitoches being the final destination. And today on Big Blend Radio's Vacation Station Travel Show, we have 4 special guests joining us. They're going to tell us about 3 popular summer festivals that celebrate the music, food, art, and culture of Natchitoches. Basically, there's always something to celebrate in Natchitoches. I think the city has the most awards in Louisiana for everything that's good. So I encourage you to go to their website, natchitoches.com. And I'm going to spell this out because how it's spelled out and how I'm saying it is 2 different things. So it's natchitoches.com. So it's like Natchitoches. And that's what it is. Yeah, when you spell it out. And you also can go to nationalparktraveling.com, our website, where we publish our Parks and Travel magazine, and see all the articles and past interviews we've done on Natchitoches. But we've got to bring our first guest on, and we've got to say hola to her. Arlene Gould, she's the Executive Director of the Natchitoches CVB and the Convention and Visitors Bureau. You can go to natchitoches.com. That's her website. Arlene, hola.
Hola. Hi, y'all.
Hi, y'all. See, this is it. So we have to do this because we're here in Tucson, Arizona, and part of our Big Blend Spirit of America tours, Nancy and I here, it's our quest to visit and cover all 400, I think 19 national park, 18 units within the National Park Service, basically all national parks and all parks in the country and in our American territories, USA territories, and their gateway communities, and Natchitoches is one of them. That's how we first discovered Natchitoches on our tour, but now we're doing big road trips. And our next one starts this fall, and it goes from Tucson to Natchitoches. We're going to follow part of the El Camino Trail, de los Tejas National Historic Trail, up to Natchitoches, and then from there we're going to go up the Natchez Trace Parkway to Springfield, Kentucky, and then it keeps going on for a little bit, 10 states, I think 2 to 3 months, and that's why we're calling it the Hola to Hi y'all, because you say that over there, and we say hola all the time, Arlene. So hola.
Well, here in the South, we definitely say hey y'all.
You're hey y'all, more than hi y'all, right? Yeah. So it's hey y'all for you. Hey,
hi y'all. It's all the same.
Yeah. Well, you guys, you're the epitome of hospitality. I think the South has this
for sure.
Welcoming vibe, and there's something about stepping into Natchitoches where you just slow down. It's just like, okay, we can breathe, just relax and enjoy ourselves and walk downtown. You've got, that beautiful brick, roadway, and then the beautiful river, Cane River, Cane Lake. It's a river, but it's a lake, right? How do we explain that?
Correct. Cane River Lake.
Cane River Lake. That's it. It's a beautiful waterfront. Tell everybody about Natchitoches because you are the oldest city. Many people will think Baton Rouge, which is your capital, or New Orleans would be, which is your hometown. But Natchitoches is pretty central to a lot of main cities.
That is correct. Natchitoches, Louisiana is actually the oldest settlement in all of the Louisiana Purchase territory, which of course goes from, the Gulf of Mexico up to Canada. And today it would be encompassing 15 states. So Natchitoches was founded in 1714 by a Frenchman, Louis Juchereau de Saint-Denis, and he set up a fort here to establish a fort here in, the early 1700s. We actually celebrated our tricentennial, 300 years, in 2014, being we were the first tricentennial city. New Orleans is actually celebrating their tricentennial, 300 years, this year in 2018. So we are actually 4 years older than the city of New Orleans. Wow. And we're very proud of our community. Like you mentioned, we've been recognized with a lot of accolades and awards over the years. But we have a National Historic Landmark District. We are also home of the Cane River National Heritage Area. which encompasses over 116,000 acres with historic homes, plantations, churches. A lot of the Creole history you will find here in the Cane River Creole National Historic Landmark, the Cane River Creole Historical National Park at Magnolia and Oakland Plantations, which are free to visit. We also have Melrose Plantation, the famous plantation where Clementine Hunter lived and worked and painted. And we have the National Historic Landmark District downtown, which encompasses a 33-block area. And, of course, you'll find 27 historic homes that are bed and breakfast in the area. We have the Immaculate Conception Minor Basilica Church here in the historic district. And we also have Kathy Fredericks, which is the oldest general store in the state of Louisiana. It has been open and operating since 1863. And then, of course, we have Louisiana's Meat Pies. They celebrated 50 years. It's the famous meat pie kitchen restaurant. So, and I guess one more thing that we might be famous for is a little movie called Steel Magnolias that was filmed 30 years ago this summer, based on a true story of one of our residents, Steel Magnolias. Yeah.
Right
so
on.
That's
I mean, it's
in a nutshell.
When I was a kid watching Steel Magnolias, I had no idea I would actually land up in this. I was a teenager, a young teenager in South Africa watching it at the time. And I remember like this was like an epic movie. And, you know, there's something about the movies that were made in those time frames. And I remember like, oh, wow, this is like, look at the trees and the, you know, the moss. And, you know, Nancy's like, well, we've got to go to the South, you know. Yeah, and we didn't know we were coming home to the States, and we did. And then next thing you know, I'm like, I'm in the town of Steel Magnolias. This is so cool, you know. But really, this is just one of the friendliest cities and good food. And that brings us to our next guest. I want to bring on Jimmy Harper. That's a good band name, by the way. That should be an album title or something. Jimmy Harper, he runs the Meat Pie Festival and River Run, and it's the 19th annual River Run, I believe, 16th annual Natchitoches-Meatpie-Festival. It's coming up September 14th and 15th in Natchitoches. And welcome, Jimmy. How are you?
I'm fine. How are y'all?
I'm doing good. See, now you could be in a band with that voice. Do you play music?
No, I don't.
You should.
Wish I did.
But we should be saying hola to you. We want to hear. I want a good hi all from you.
Yeah. Well, y'all coming to the festival this year? We're gonna have a jam-packed time.
Well, we're hoping so. You know, we're coming in the fall, but I don't know if we're going to make it to exactly the same time as you, but I'm hoping a lot of our readers and listeners will be out there, because this is something that, you know, we think about, you know, Southwest Louisiana has boudin, which we have tasted and multiple times. And you think about, you know, New Orleans with beignets, and I don't even know if I'm pronouncing that correctly, but I can pronounce meat pie. And this is a Natchitoches tradition. And so this festival, am I right? It's the 16th annual one celebrating the meat pie?
Yes, ma'am. 16th annual. And we have a variety of, mainly we have home recipes, Creole, Cajun, just everything, the different, you know, variety of culture. And also we, you know, and we try to get that so that people can taste. I get amazed by the ladies that come up to me and say, point out all the meat pie vendors. We want to try one of each and all like that. So it's really, you know, we have a lot of food. It's you know, like I said, we even, you know, we have other dishes too. We have all the Louisiana cuisine and everything. And besides, you know, alligator, shrimp, jambalaya, you name it. But the meat pies is a mainstay, you know.
Is that like, is it like here we have chili cook-off, so there's like a competition going on between the different chili vendors that come in. It's like, I got the best chili, no, I do. Is that the same thing with the meat pies, or is everybody just serving them and everyone's enjoying them?
We will have contests during the day of different variety of things, everything from adults to kids to meat pie eating, meat pie tasting. I'm talking about eating. It's who can eat the meat pie the fastest and all like that. And we'll have it divided into children group, adults. But we'll have a judging contest also for all the meat pie vendors that are there, and to judge the best meat pie, and they will win an award just like the others. And so, like you said, it just, you know, every year it gets bigger and better. We have more vendors coming every year, different meat pie vendors and all kinds of varieties of meat pies. You know, I mean, they may be using brisket in it, you know, and and they'll bring breakfast meat pies, and just it's just a very they're getting very innovative, so that's great.
Can Amazon deliver me some meat pies right now?
We've been we've been asked that before. How can we ship them out? So.
Well, when you go somewhere, and I think Arlene, when we came up to Natchitoches the first time, was actually at your tricentennial, like you were saying. I think it was 2000. It was this time of year, in the beginning of summer, and I remember it. And it was like, wow. After coming from the Southwest, there's a little humidity that's a little different, and I actually prefer it. Your skin loves it as women compared to the dry desert heat. I'm just saying.
Natural moisturizer.
But I remember the meat pie thing too. I mean, this is something different, and once you taste something that's regional cuisine, and you're like, okay, that's not part of, as you travel on, it's like, now what? I don't have meat pies anymore. So it's something special, and when you have a place that has a special dish, I think everyone needs to try it. And yeah, you do want it shipped out because they're good. I remember, and the grits. There's meat pies and grits. There's something. Nancy's got the thing on the grits.
Yeah, I love the grits.
Oh, I want to bring our next guest on. We'll get more in depth on these festivals. Melvin Holmes, we have to all behave. He's part of the Magnolia State Peace Officers Association, and this is who actually puts the event on. It's the 18th annual Zydeco-Festival and motorcycle poker run. So there's a lot of biking and motoring going on over this time of year. And this is held August 31st on my birthday. Just saying, good time to do it. Through September 1st, so Labor Day weekend, things are going on in Natchitoches. And for the information on all of these festivals, go to natchitoches.com. Welcome, Melvin. How are you?
I am great. How are you doing, Lisa?
We're doing good. I tell you what, Nancy and I want to come party because Zydeco music. So Zydeco is like, we think about Cajun music, Zydeco music in Louisiana, and so this is something that is kind of moved up from the Southwest. You were telling me before we started, talking on air here. This is something that you brought up to Natchitoches.
Yes, we started this event in 1999 as a project for a fundraiser at the time. But can you imagine Labor Day weekend, Cane River Zydeco-Festival and Poker Run? We're going to have a lot of fun. It's going to be a lot of bike riding, a lot of Zydeco music, a lot of dancing. It's going to be a great weekend for the festival goers.
And this is this is downtown, right? Right on that beautiful new riverfront that's been, redeveloped recently.
Located on a beautiful downtown riverbank, Cane River Lake.
Nice. That's nice. It's such a beautiful area, and I can't, Nancy and I can't wait. We're coming back in the fall. We can't wait to see it because I know it's been rebuilt. You have an incredible lineup of music, but this is still a fundraising event, right? This is the main point of this, is to raise funds.
Yes, this is our main fundraiser. But we have a great lineup for those 2 days, and one of the main features of this event, on Friday, we have a Zydeco dance contest, and that has taken off in a great way, and we have a lot of contestants. The great thing about this is you don't have to pay a registration fee. You don't have to register. Just come in, sign up, and wait, and get on the floor and get the dancing, and the one that our winner win the cash prize.
All right. So you have a dance contest, a Zydeco dance.
Okay. Is there like a specific Zydeco dance, or you just do whatever?
I mean, can we just shake it? Like what?
Yeah.
Is it like line dancing?
Really, you can know it's Zydeco dancing. It's you have a partner, and the two of you get out, and we have judges, and they judge the contest, they judge the dancers, the participants.
Wow, that's cool. Now, I've never seen Zydeco dancing in my life. So
you're going to have to come down and visit us and look and see what it's like. It's a lot.
We may have to move our trip up. You're saying. So, like, I'll celebrate my birthday at the Zydeco. I couldn't think of a better way to celebrate my birthday. Just saying, everybody needs to celebrate my birthday at the Zydeco Festival. That's what has to happen. This is cool. So what happens with the funds from this? I mean, it helps because the Magnolia State Peace Officers Association and Magnolia, we got to love that, and you guys have a lot of Magnolia trees too. This is something that you really this is a statewide organization. It really started for Toys for Tots, right?
Well, Magnolia State Peace Officers Association is a statewide organization. Is a non-profit community service organization dedicated to the betterment of law enforcement. Now, our local chapter, the Cane River chapter, we involved in our many community service-based projects such as Boys and Girls Club, sponsor Christmas toy drives, provide Thanksgiving baskets for the elderly and underprivileged in our Natchez community. We sponsor a coat drive in the local schools. We participate in the National Shop with a Cop and also the March of Dime and Special Limit and Relay for Life program. So we involved in a lot of community service and charitable organizations.
I love that. I love that. I think that's something that for visitors going to communities and traveling, when you go to these kinds of events, a lot of times these community events are giving back in some way, and I think that's something really neat to know about and to search them out. Sometimes it's these big events, and I know Natchitoches gets so many awards for so many things, right, Arlene? And yeah, you do. And it's to me sometimes when as travelers, it's important to visit communities and go to an event that you don't know about, or you get to know a community versus, I don't know, you've got to talk to people and get involved. And if there's zydeco dancing, try it, man. That's the thing to do. And it's sometimes you're going to an event that really benefits the community. I want to bring our next guest on because we're going to be talking about Louisiana folk. There's a folk festival happening at the university, and this is the Natchitoches Folk Festival. And I remember when we were in Natchitoches, unfortunately, we left like the day before the festival, and
oh, no.
People were like, "You've got to come back." I know. We have Dr. Shane Rasmussen joining us, and hola, Dr. Shane, how are you?
Hey, how are you guys doing? Thank you so much for doing this.
Oh, we're so excited, and I think we need to come see you when we come up because, I'm the Louisiana Folklife Center. You're the director of that. So tell us about that. Because when we were there was the Creole Heritage Center. Is that connected?
Well, that's still here.
Okay.
And, Dr. Pete Gregory, who runs that, I'm sure he'd be happy to talk to you about there. They do activities every year. And we're much like the Creole Heritage Center. We try to shine a light on folk life throughout Louisiana for all Louisianans. And really, and one of the ways that we do that is through the festival, which is basically a way that people can experience and encounter folk music, folk art, folk foods, and it's really a kind of exciting thing to do. And
so you're doing the entire state, right? Because that's which I think is neat because of Natchitoches being the oldest city or settlement of Louisiana. When I was looking at the events that you have, it seems like you've got French Creole music, you've got like a Hank Williams tribute concert, you've got Louisiana Czech heritage dancers. I mean, you're taking everybody in. You've got Zydeco as well, Cajun. So it seems like you're bringing everybody. The gumbo pot is coming to Natchitoches of music and art.
Well, you can live in Louisiana forever, and for all your life, and you cannot be aware of all the things that are going on here because there's so much. For example, we have 3 stages of music, and on Friday at night and all day Saturday, and then we have the Louisiana State Fiddle Championship also on another stage on Saturday. And I have to make choices every year because I can't play all that I want to play, even with 3 stages. It's impossible because there's so much that's awesome stuff. This year, for example, we have Little Buck Senegal, who Eric Clapton said is the best living blues guitarist. He's just incredible, and he's also not only going to perform a couple of times, but he's also going to sit down with the festival audience and talk about how he got started and why he plays and what his passion is about. So, I mean, where can you get that? Having that opportunity.
Well, I'm excited too because you have Swamp Pop, and when we first came through Louisiana, well, not the first time, but on our trip. And the same trip we went and saw Arlene at the Natchitoches our first time. We went through Southwest Louisiana, and we always get off the highway. We get tired of interstates and stuff. We want to go on the little roads. And
right.
I remember getting this little, I think it was like probably out of Lafayette, was the university radio station, and they'd found these 100-year-old records of swamp pop, and I'd never heard like true swamp pop while I'm driving through the swamp areas, you know. And I just like, I don't want to get to the hotel. I know we have to have this meeting. We have a media tour and everything. I'm like, I just want to keep hanging out in the swamp,
hear the music,
listen to this, and it was the coolest. And I think I'm still like tripping out on it, and I want to find it. But
I think a lot of people when they first encounter Louisiana music, you know, a lot of people haven't heard Cajun music, or if they have, they've heard it maybe a snippet in the film. But you know, it's not the same as when you hear something on the radio or in a movie. You kind of, you know, control that. And I think people are getting too used to that. You know, they want to have their Pandora and they want to click the button to say, I don't want to hear this song right now. They want things on on their iPod. They want to just flip through and control everything. But there's something really exciting when you get a great Zydeco or a great Cajun or country band and you get them on a stage, and these people have been playing sometimes since like 8 years old, 12 years old. They started playing their grandfather's band, and they get going, and you can't control it. They're in charge, but they're playing for you because they're playing the things that you want to hear. They speak right to the heart, and you find yourself dancing whether you want. It happens.
It's an energy exchange between the musicians and the audience. And for us, like we always talk about in tourism the sense of place. Do you have an identity? Well, if you want sense of place, go to the place. You got to go there. We can write, we can do all that we do, we can do videos. But if you really want to know a place, you've got to go.
And Natchitoches, I think we've talked about this with Arlene on shows before, and Natchitoches is one of those places that when you talk about sense of place,
we had so much fun.
It's for real, and the people are so for real. It's like everybody is who they are, relaxed, friendly, and you want to be a Natchitochian. I don't even know what you call yourself that way. I don't know if there's such a thing as a Natchitochian. I don't know, but I do want to tell everybody Friday, July 20th. Through July 21st, this year, 2018, is when this festival is happening. So if you're anywhere in the South, I encourage you to go. Number one, Natchitoches is a beautiful, beautiful city. Arlene, I wanted to come back to you on this because I know a lot is happening on the riverfront and then obviously at the campus as well. You have, the Northwestern University for Louisiana. When you have these kinds of festivals that show the culture, isn't that a draw for people that when it's actually this real thing about being able to get a true taste of Louisiana in Natchitoches, that it really shines the city in a light of where people get to know people and the true culture?
That is true. Our Northwestern State University is pretty much the heart of Natchitoches. It was established in 1884, so it's a very historic, beautiful property. As a matter of fact, there are over 20 buildings on the campus that have been recognized as a National Historic Building, and they have on their campus their very own National Historic Landmark District because they have so many buildings on campus that they have their own little district. So this year we have over 10,000 students enrolled at Northwestern. I want to say it's the largest enrollment recorded, a record number of freshmen. I think I'd read something recently where this incoming fall semester is our largest number of band students for the Spirit of Northwestern marching band. They have, I want to say, over 300 students in the band this year. So I'm like, very impressive. Excuse me. And so, yeah, Northwestern plays a major role in our community. When students come here for like freshmen or just come to visit the property with their parents, they fall in love with Natchitoches. They fall in love with the campus. They fall in love with the community. So I'll be honest with you, that's how I discovered Natchitoches when I came to Northwestern as a student, because I was born and raised in New Orleans and graduated high school in Shreveport, happened to come to Natchitoches to check out Northwestern and fell in love with it and said one day I'd come back and live here, and here I am. But yeah, Northwestern is a major, major player in our community.
I think it keeps a balance too. There's something about cities that have a university, because I think it has this blend of ages and cultures, because people come from different places to a university. And when education is happening.
Yeah. It's awesome.
Everybody's alive. There's something, I can't even explain it other than there's this energy.
We have a great alumni too. Going back our school dates, like I said, to 1884. Be interesting to know our oldest living, alumni. But each year, at homecoming, we have a wonderful turnout and people come back and, they're on generations of families now that have attended Northwestern University. So
I think there's the openness that, other places that we've traveled, it's a little, you have to work a little harder to get to the heart of the matter. So there's an openness there where, I'm not sure if it's because of the university, but there's an openness to hear new ideas or filter through things. There's not that it's our way or the highway kind of attitude that I love that, because as soon as I wouldn't say we landed there, because it was like we landed and we went, wow.
Yeah. If you could just sit down and have a meat pie with somebody, and you're on your way to having a good time. That's it. I want to come back to Jimmy with this for the Meat Pie Festival and River Run. So, Jimmy, okay, number one, everyone, there's a recipe on natchitoches.com. I'm going to spell it out again, Natchitoches. Natchitoches is like what it is, but natchitoches.com. If you go on there, you'll find more under their annual events. There's a link there that will give you a really cool recipe. So check it out. We'll put it up in the magazine and everything too for people. But Jimmy, what was the start of this event saying we're going to celebrate the meat pie and actually make this event happen?
It was just, it was started back in, I think, 2003. And it was just some of the downtown merchants and all the restaurants and all like that, got together, and they one being louisiana Meat Pie Kitchen and the Fidelics and all, and they just put their head together and they said, we have such good food here, such good cuisines, we need to have a food festival. And so they ran it, and it just, I guess got to be so much work and all like that. In 2009, we were a motorcycle group. We started the first motorcycle run here in Natchitoches, 19 years ago, the River Run. We call it the River Run. It's down beautiful Cane River Lake, the winding, scenic, historic area. And so we assumed the Meat Pie Festival and just, trying to promote it. The festival attracts everybody. I mean, it's set for everybody. We have arts and crafts, non-food services and all. We even have a fortune teller that comes. And and then and we have I mean, it's a family-oriented event. We have a kids fun zone. We first started this all years ago, which we have inflatables, just an array of inflatables from small to gigantic. And then we have mechanical. We have the Buck and Bull, which we're going to have a contest this year with the Buck and Bull, and we have gyro and all. We have laser tag. Yeah, and we have laser tag for the kids. Again, we have pony rides, face painting, children's train. It's just so much. And besides, we bring in national name entertainment for free, and this is free admission. It's the only free festival that I'm aware of in Natchitoches, and it's a 2-day event and free admission, and we raise money for charity. And our main charity, we're all volunteer, and the main charity is Boys and Girls Club, but we do other. At Christmas, we give to the elderly, to the needy, to the children's homes, even to the juvenile detention centers, to try to give back to these kids and show them that they're cared for, and hopefully they'll get on the right track. That they are loved.
That's so important.
And we just, we've got so much. The festival, I was writing down notes and ended up writing 3 pages of stuff and all that. Last year we brought in hot air balloons. Tethered rides and all like that, and then we partner with Dark Woods Haunted Park from here in town. They bring their zombies, and they do face painting and stuff for the kids, and the kids just love it. Plus, the owner and I, when we first spoke to him about it, I said about the zombies, about the Michael Jackson Thriller dance, and he said we had just talked about that. So they do the Michael Jackson Thriller dance with the smoke and everything.
Oh, cool.
And they're a professional, they're a professional group of mainly your Northwestern arts and all students. You know, I mean, it's just the festival just is a wide array for musical people. Whatever your interests are, there's something there. And that's what
fireworks.
I'm sorry.
Fireworks. I heard there's fireworks.
Right.
Am I right on that?
Right. And yes. And then we throw in some fireworks that night to top it off. And you know, we just try to cater to everybody so everybody can come, because what's free in life anymore?
Yeah.
You know.
So you're raising money through the Brew Fest, because, excuse me, I have to bring that up because I'm a fan of that.
Yeah, that's been a big hit.
I might well have a beer to wash it down. I'm just saying.
Right.
So is that how you raise the money for the Boys and Girls Club and the other charities?
Yes, well, through our vendors, and we have great sponsors. And like Arlene was mentioning, the Creole National Heritage, I think it's Cane River Creole National Heritage Area. I get all these names. The Historic District Association, commission. And I mean, it's just everybody backs us. The city of Natchitoches backs us and everything. Because like I said, we're the only free admission. I have people call me from Dallas and Baton Rouge and Lake Charles, and they'll say, it's really free to get in. Yeah. And they say, we can afford to bring the kids. And we can afford, we can afford to feed everybody, and that's the reason.
At the same time, you're helping the kids too. I love this. Everyone, you go to meatpie-festival.com. Again, this is happening September 14th and 15th in Natchitoches, Louisiana. And again, meatpie-festival.com for that, to keep up with that. I'm going to go to Melvin again over talking about the 18th annual Zydeco-Festival and Motorcycle Polka Run. And this is happening again August 31st through September 1st. You can go to natchitoches.com for that. Melvin, apparently you like to go vroom vroom too and have a polka run. So there's motorcycle madness going on in Natchitoches.
Oh yes. We
go ahead.
We're 19 years into this festival, and we incorporated the motorcycle polka run. We got that idea from Mr. Harper to incorporate in our festival, because we have a lot of cyclists and motorcycle lovers in Natchitoches, and they like to get together and ride and enjoy each other's bikes and so forth. So we incorporate that in our festival. But it's a family-oriented event, a lot of fun, food. It's basically a music festival, but we have a lot of stuff going on at the same time. So we're excited about everything that happens here.
Oh, I think that's great. And so are you going on the, because I know there's the Cane River Creole National Historical Park, that is the Oakland and the Magnolian Plantations, two separate parks within one unit of the Park Service. And then you have Cane River National Heritage Area, which is like basically taking over the parish in a way. And then you have the Cane River Heritage Trail. So Melvin, is that part of what the cycle route is this trail? Because it goes, it's such a beautiful route. It's like isn't it a Louisiana scenic byway too?
That is correct.
We take the scenic route along the Cane River Lake, and it's a beautiful ride, a beautiful scene. And then we go some rides we go through the Coxsackie Forest and then come back into town. So it's a interesting and a beautiful ride. And the unique about the polka run is that we have several stops, and at each stop you have some activity, and you fellowship, socialize, and enjoy and admire each other's bikes and so forth. So that in itself is a great event.
So can I bring my tricycle?
You can do that. You can do that while the Zydeco dancers are dancing. Nancy could dance with her tricycle next to him. That's what you're going to do. Jimmy, are you doing the Cane River Trail too when it comes to the actual motorcycle part of it for the
Yes, ma'am.
festival?
Okay. Yes, ma'am. That's the reason it's called the River Run. And we had started, I have people tell me too that come back from the very first one, and we'd also initiated, we feed them a meat pie meal halfway through the run. And on the motorcycle run, we stop at the scenic destinations, the plantations, and everything as we run the scenic Cane River, and we weave around about halfway. We'll serve them a meat pie lunch and all. And like I said, it's just kind of like I got people call me and say they made the first one years ago. Do we still do that? That was so unique and all. And I said, well, yeah, we still try. And you can tell the old scratchy voice. I'm not a musician. We said I'm old Harley from the '70s, so maybe that's what it is. Maybe the wind did it to me.
No, and you got the Zydeco dance contest too, poker run. You got Gould DJ Rob Real. Is it Real? Now I'm gonna pronounce things wrong because like I'm out here in the desert. But you've got On Point Band, and you got to pronounce Jeremy's name. Is it Fruge or because like I don't know if it's like a Cajun name, Creole name, Jeremy. And
it's Jeremy Frujo.
Frujo. See, I knew it was going to be. I was going to be wrong. This is where what's going to be happening for, just to be clear, at the Zydeco Festival, and he's got some Zydeco hot boys. So, hello, we'll be there. And then Melvin, Marcus. Righty. Is it Marcus Arduin? Am I getting there? I'm trying.
Exactly. That's exactly. I'm surprised that you got it on the first try.
Marcus Arduin and Zydeco Legends. I like that. Ooh. Okay, I'm all for that. And so this is everybody. That is for the Zydeco Festival. And I want to go back. You got a lot of different vendors as well, or musicians, I should say, for the Zydeco Festival.
Yes, we have food vendors. We have craft vendors. We have a lot of fun. We have a lot of food and a lot of music. So we have a great day that day. And we're going to have inflatables for the kids. It's basically we have something for everyone on those 2 days.
I like it. And I want to come over to Dr. Shane Rasmussen. And when we come out, I want to sit down with you because I think we need to learn some history. And we did meet Dr. Pete when we were there.
Yes, we did.
Right.
When we were there. Good. Yeah, we met him at the Creole Heritage Center, and then there's the Williamson Museum, as I recall.
Yep, right across the hall from the Folklife Center.
Yes, I love it there.
They were so nice.
I just have to say that the history is so fascinating to me because it just has so many different cultures represented, and even understanding, like even how Wally has it. Was it a taco festival? Things
tamale.
like that, like how a tamale festival. That's right. How we're connected here. The desert Southwest is connected to you in Natchitoches because of what has happened in history. So it's so fascinating to me. And that's what I think is so neat with this folk festival. Again, July 20th, 2018, July 21st. And so you have Zydeco dancing lessons. You also have Cajun bands coming in, I believe.
You bet we do. We have a lot, our theme this year is celebrating Louisiana's folk roots. And we have so much that is, basically the things that people live for, the things that they get excited about are the food and the music and the culture of Louisiana. That's what, you get up for. I mean, a lot of people live here, they retire here because they want to eat Louisiana. I mean, Louisiana food is the best in the world. And so, whether it's, alligator sausage or gumbo or Indian tacos, and then, of course, we have crafts. We have over 70 crafts people this year. And people like Myrna Wilson of the Casati tribe from Elton, Louisiana, she began making pine needle baskets at 3 years old. She was taught by her mother and grandmother. She uses a sewing needle, pine straw, and raffia, which is basically fiber made from pine leaves. And that's it. Palmetto, sorry. But, it's think about that. This is coming out of a tradition that is just incredible.
And I wonder about this, where when you have this kind of festival, the Folklife Festival, like the folk festival, everybody, you're seeing living history, literally. Like this is carrying the torch of the past to the present and the future, and so that we can understand and not forget, our roots. Like what you're saying, it's the roots, but it's something when it's done through the arts and that kind of, music, and
it makes it real.
It makes it real and something that we can immediately relate to, right? Doing these.
Well, that's one of the reasons why children 12 and under are free at the festival, because we wanted to be sure that young families were able to afford to come here, and so I have 5, so I know what it's like when you have to pay for 5 kids. So we made children 12 and under free, so they're able to attend, and folks like the National Endowment for the Arts, the Shreveport Regional Arts Council, and the Cane River National Heritage Area, they fund us because they know about the quality of the arts that are coming. The musicians are passionate. Terry Huball, the Jambalaya Cajun Band, he has that red beret and those red suspenders, and he gets out with his fiddle, and he just goes right into the crowd playing the fiddle. It's just incredible. And, he's the director of utilities in Lafayette. And he performs music because he wants to keep the Cajun language alive. He wants to keep the music alive and the culture alive. And that's, to me, what it's all about. People keeping these things alive because they're important to them.
Yeah. And it's so interesting to me where Natchitoches is on the map of life and history. And, you're so close to Mississippi too, and the blues does seep into there, think about Louisiana, the blues, you always think Louisiana and Mississippi. And of course I went up to Chicago and everybody went up north, and when you look at some of the stories and storytellers coming through, you also have some Elvis history happening. Memories of the King.
Well, our honorary chair this year is James Burton, who played first with Ricky Nelson and then was Elvis's right-hand man from 1969 to 1977. I mean, just an incredible history. He played so many concerts, and he plays that rockabilly and early rock and roll guitar like nobody else. He's going to do a guitar Q&A for 45 minutes, and think about that. You could just sit right there and ask him about, and he's going to play the guitar, and people know about what he's doing and why, and that history, and what it was like to play with Elvis. He's also going to do a talk with, Estelle Brown, who was one of the Sweet Sensations, the backup singers for Elvis. And they played together. He played with Estelle and Elvis for years. And how can you top that? And of course, he's going to perform at the festival too with, Johnny Earthquake and the Moondogs. It's just an incredible festival.
I want to be there now. I want to go. But that's what I'm saying is like how central you are in Natchitoches and how close you are to Memphis. It's really not that far. Like that's why you're like at the heartbeat of the Southern culture, I believe, when I look at it.
We're right in the Delta.
Yeah, you're right there. And so then at the same time, we've got to also look at the arts. You were talking about some of the crafts, but then there's also Clementine Hunter. I've learned to say Clementine, not Clementine. Clementine Hunter, folk artist. Really, she's world renowned. Actually, so many celebrities have bought her art. Joan Rivers, I think Oprah owns her art, and what a story of her. She was a field hand at the Melrose Plantation, and that was like an artist haven, and then she grew from there, and now. Wow, it's amazing how far her art spread.
I think she's probably Natchitoches' most famous artist of any of them. I mean, she's kind of conquered the world with her art. She's, you can see people collect it everywhere. She painted so many paintings, and they all sold. At the time for sometimes $1 or $2, and now they're worth how much? It's incredible. So, Tommy Whitehead, who knew Clementine very, very well. She, in fact, referred to him as in a sense, as her son. He's letting us use an original that he bought from her right as soon as she painted it. He bought it right then. And, that's going to be in the T-shirt for the festival this year. It's a painting called Pecan Picking. And it's exquisite.
Oh, what do you have in Louisiana? There's like a pecan thing. Oh my gosh! I remember. What did you say? There's like
the praline.
Yes,
yeah, it's so good.
Wow, that's like a sugar high right there.
That's a reason to go back this there.
I know. I'm like, okay, you don't get those over here in the desert, but we do have pecan trees. We have like pecan trees,
but
right?
We don't
get down
pralines.
The road from us. Yeah, we don't get pralines, but. We do have pecan trees or pecan trees, however you want to say it, but we do, and that's where it's just so interesting how we're all connected. We are connected in this land purchase that happened, the Gadsden land purchase, the Louisiana land purchase. We're all connected, and I find that really fascinating because even going into the fiddle music, how close is that? Because you even have Celtic music at this festival.
Yes,
you bet.
And when I look at what's going on in the Southwest, it is tied up when you look at the music.
Well, the Louisiana State Fiddle Championship is going to be Saturday, July 21st. And, we invite Louisiana fiddlers from all over the state to compete, no matter what their age. And we also have a new category, twin fiddles, that I think people will really enjoy. And, Hilton Lytle is a rather He's been making fiddles for years. I mean, he made his first fiddle. It was in a cigar box fiddle, and he used the strings, I guess the wires, from the screen door of his house. And that was his first one. He's been making these fiddles for his whole life, and he's going to give away I've got 5 fiddles in my office right now that he has donated to give away to young fiddlers that participate in this year's championship. So I'm really hoping that we can give all of them away.
That's amazing.
Oh,
that's amazing. So everybody, natchitoches.com, go there. Is that the best place for this festival, for the folk festival?
Well, also, if you put Natchitoches-NSU Folk Festival into any browser, you're going to get our homepage.
Okay, great.
Either that or Louisiana Folk Life Center. Also, you'll get there. And our newsletter with a full schedule and all the information is right online.
Okay, everyone is Facebook as well. I want to go back to Arlene here because I just want to touch on one thing that I'm going to ask you each a question before we go. And I've got some Louisiana music for you at the end of this. And it changed as we were talking because somebody mentioned a fortune teller, so the song changed.
Cool.
That would be Mr. Jimmy. We got a crystal ball song for you. But anyway, I want to ask each of you about a typical awesome day off in Natchitoches during the summer, what you're going to do and how are you going to spend it with your family, your friends. What are you going to do for the day and evening, just so everyone can get an idea what life is like in Natchitoches during the summer. But Arlene, I want to touch on one thing with you.
Okay.
Because you talked to me about this no man's land celebration coming up. We're talking about so much about Louisiana culture and history, and I'm talking about like how we're connected in a way, but isn't your area also connected to that no man's land, but like 300 years ago, I believe? That was like an area that was lawless.
That's right. The land along the Sabine River between Texas and Louisiana was considered a neutral strip or no man's land. They kind of had no laws. Nobody could determine if it belonged to the Spanish, to the French, or the Americans after the Louisiana Purchase. So for a long time, it was called no man's land. But there was a treaty signed in 1821, I believe. It started actually in 1819. But this year is coming up on the 200-year anniversary of the signing of the treaty when that no man's land became part of Louisiana. So this fall, we are working with 7 parishes. Everybody has counties. Louisiana has parishes. But we're working together as a group to promote a no man's land, and we're going to have 3-year celebration with different events to kind of celebrate those parishes along the Sabine River. And we're going to kick it off this November. I think it's going to be Veterans Day weekend with a motorcycle ride between Lake Charles and Shreveport. And so it'll be like a whole weekend, Saturday, Sunday, Monday event where they ride from Shreveport down to Lake Charles, and all in between they'll have stops and events going on. And then after that, we'll come out starting next year with a full-scale list of different festivals and events and things that will be related to no man's land and the celebration. So yeah, for the next 3 years, come check out no man's land and celebrate with us.
So this is the perfect time for us to start our Hola Tahayol tour and come up to Natchitoches and hang out in the no man's land. That sounds right for us.
Fun.
Sounds like the right way to go. Everybody, we're going to also go to natchitoches.com because all these events we're talking about is there. But we want to bring back Jimmy Harper again from the Meat-Pie-Festival and River Run. Again, that's September 14th and 15th. And go to meatpiefestival.com. Jimmy, perfect summer day in Natchitoches. What are you doing?
Go downtown Natchitoches and just stroll around and visit with all the vendors down there, the restaurants, and I'll eat the good cuisines and then maybe go for a boat ride on beautiful Cane River.
Oh, cool. I know. We haven't done a boat ride. We could kayak apparently too. Like I want to go kayaking. I want to go kayak down the river. Do you have alligators in that river?
Well, unfortunately, yeah, we do now. So Also.
But that's okay. That's okay.
I like that.
Yeah, our first kayak trip was in the bayou in Alexandria.
That was so much fun.
And there were gators. We came out okay.
We're good.
And we had a good time. But anyway, just saying. So everybody, Melvin Holmes is next here again with the annual Zydeco-Festival and Motorcycle Poker Run. And again, that's August 31st through September 1st. And you can go to natchitoches.com. Melvin, perfect summer day for you in Natchitoches. What are you going to do?
I'm going to visit some of the shops and visit some of the restaurants in the city of Natchitoches. I'm going to hang out on Cane River Lake and view the boats as they pass. And I might take a dip in the lake.
Ooh, he's going to jump in right there. He's like, hey, why not?
And you can do, is that legal?
Yeah. Yeah.
Swim with the alligators.
Swim with the gators.
Right.
Yeah, I'm with
cool.
you. Yeah, I mean, but there's when they're around, kind of like if you know.
They're okay.
They're cool. They're part of it,
they're
man.
They're just floating lizards.
They are. You're swimming with dinosaurs.
Yeah.
That's the cool thing. That's the cool thing.
Them.
Okay, so Dr. Shane Rasmussen again over at the Natchitoches-NSU Folk Festival special, summer day. What are you doing with your 5 kids?
I hear you. We would go down to the Green Market on Saturday morning, and the 12 and under, each kid gets like $5 tokens to get free vegetables. So those are great, and they always have a great band down there. Like they got a band called the Snake Doctors that are awesome, and they got playing some old blues tunes, and then probably driving around, we'd stop by one of the crackling shacks that are on the side of the road, and for $5 I get like a big bag of crackling that are not so good for my heart, but they're good. I mean, they
but you got your veggies. That's good.
Right, exactly. And then we probably go up to the Kisatchie National Forest and do a hang out or do a hike.
Oh, awesome! I love this. And the Green Market, I've seen that on natchitoches.com. I've been like, oh, there's a market in vegetables and fruits. So is there an agricultural community kind of spread out around Natchitoches?
Oh, all around it. Yeah.
Oh, we missed something. We have to do that when we come back now, because I was always wondering about that. I mean, yeah. So there's agriculture. So what?
I want to add one thing.
Go ahead.
Yes, and included in my evening in Natchitoches, and I'll go and find Jim, and we'll go for a ride on our Harleys. And we'll go and tour the river run. Ain't that right, Jimmy?
Okay.
Good thing.
Yeah. So you're gonna run. Okay. So you both have Harleys. That's the thing. That's the deal.
And I can bring my tricycle.
Nancy's she's gonna join you on her tricycle. So Harleys are the thing.
I'm just gonna hook it to the back of one of the bikes.
Melvin, how what's the perfect time in the summer to get on the bike? Like to see the sunset?
Yes, to see the sunset, or early in the morning to see the sunrise when it's nice, cool, and
yeah, nice before the bugs come out. Like out here, we have to do it early. We're up at 4:30 to go out.
Everything early here.
Early here, man, in the desert. And I know in Louisiana you got to do the same thing. It has been such a pleasure having you all on. But Arlene, you're not getting away with it. I want to know your summer.
I was about to say, are you skipping me?
No. Hell
we
no.
wouldn't dare.
No way. I'm just going. No, I'm not leaving you out. I'm just like, hello.
I'm here. Well, we just did that renovation down on the riverbank, and the stage is a beautiful new stage area. And the city has put tables and chairs out there, and we're finding more and more people just kind of pulling up with their laptops and I think I might move my office there eventually one day. But I'd like to just sit there for a little bit and then maybe have one of my friends that has a boat come pick me up right there on the riverbank downtown. And I have a few friends that live on the river that have swimming pools. I want to go for a dip, but I like to swim in water where I can see the bottom of it. And if anything's going to sneak up on me, at least I'll see it coming. Because because I'm not too keen on swimming with the alligators, but I like the alligators. They're hey, they're all good. And then hopefully when I get to that pool, they'll have like a gallon of either pina coladas or White Russians daiquiris from Maggio's waiting for me.
Oh wow, she's got it going. She knows exactly what she's doing, man. She knows
style
it.
of party.
I know. We're
Have
having
a frozen drink in the summertime to keep you cooled off, right?
I know. We were there in June, and yeah, it was. You know what? I really enjoyed it. I loved it because like I said, it's good for your skin, ladies. Just saying.
Just saying. Good for our skin.
I know. Well, we can't wait to come back. We're going to be back on our Hola to Hi Y'all or Hey Y'all tour this fall. And everyone, hashtag Hola to Hi Y'all. And we'll be putting that up as we travel through and visit Natchitoches again. And everyone, again, natchitoches.com. And I'm going to spell it out, natchitoches.com. Arlene, did I get it right?
You got
Spelling checker. Okay. And everyone, nationalparktraveling.com. We have also an event calendar, but some of our features we've done in the past. Also, blendradioandtv.com. You can go there and just type in Natchitoches, and you'll find our past interviews. And of course, Big Blend Radio airs Sunday through Friday, and you can find the entire schedule at bigblendradio.com. I want to thank you all for joining us. Thank you, listeners.
So much fun.
And we have a special song that, again, I had to change it.
Yeah, sure.
It's just for the Meat Pie Festival, since you have a fortune teller, but it is also going into the roots of Louisiana that ties in, right, with the folk festival. This
Absolutely.
is from Jon Roniger and the Good for Nothin Band from New Orleans. And this is the Crystal Ball song on their latest album that just came out. It's called Second Shot is the album, but this is Crystal Ball. And enjoy. Everybody, thank you and take care.
Thank you. Bye.
Thank you.
That's $10. I can tell you where you got them shoes. Whoa. And all that bling that's sticking to your birthday suit. Whoa. With all that graffiti up on your wall, you might be mistaken for a voodoo doll. My little urban, bourbon, kick off your terracotta turban, make a little magic in the bathroom stall, have ourselves a crystal ball. You sure as hell, baby, you put a spell on me. But then I've always been a sucker for a cartoon tapestry. I imagine you sit here on my lap, studying your 38 teacup map, my little urban, bourbon, kick off your terracotta turban, make a little magic in the bathroom stall, have ourselves a crystal ball. Oh, I can tell from across the alley, you were the chiefs. That incense you were burning brought me to my knees, floating all around in your barefoot vagabond breeze. And I know it ain't the W, but after all, I'm begging not to choose if it's the order too tall. Let's slip into the bathroom, have ourselves a crystal ball. Sticking to your birthday suits. Yeah, imagine you sitting here on my lap, studying your 38 teacup map, my little urban, bourbon, kick off your terracotta turban, make a little magic in the bathroom stall, have ourselves a crystal ball. Make a little magic in the bathroom stall, have ourselves a crystal ball. Make a little magic in the bathroom stall, have ourselves a crystal